Hey everyone, this is David Verbruggen with you again, and we're going to be looking at the third basic training tutorial. This is going to give us an overview of how to put in a trade. We're actually going to do a little paper trade in here. If you haven't seen the first or the second tutorials, you're definitely going to want to watch those. We talk about how to set up our account, how to set up the settings, how to set up a watch list, how to draw lines. There's some really good stuff in there, but we're just going to be jumping in right now, and we're going to put through just a paper trade so we can show you the buttons. Now, again, I might move pretty quickly through this. I don't want that to intimidate you. Feel free to slow me down. Feel free to pause the recording and rewatch sections. Watch the whole recording as many times as you want. I'm going to try and move slowly, but if you need to pause this, that is perfectly okay. All right. So we have gone through our watch list. We like the patterns we have left. We have drawn lines. Let's take CrowdStrike, for example. We're here right now. Now, I'm not saying that this is at the perfect buy point, but we're just going to use this as an example to show you the buttons to push. And also, please hear me. I'm in no way, I have no idea when you're watching this, right? So I'm not in no way advocating to take a trade on CrowdStrike right now. In fact, I'm using this one on purpose because I'm showing you this is not at a great buy point. The pattern is pretty, but it's already moved up several days. I would not take this trade right now, but I am going to show you how to push the buttons in a paper trading account. So if you remember from the first one, we created our TRADEway virtual paper trading account. Now, as it happens, as I'm recording this, the market is actually closed, so it would not let me put the trade fully through. So I'm going to use this manual account. A manual account is another way you can do a paper trading account, and you can do some after hours things. Just because it's manual, it allows you to force through the trade. So I'm going to show this to you on the manual account just so that you can see the buttons being pushed. All right, so we like this. We like the earnings is behind us. Let's say we want to go ahead and buy 10 shares of this stock. Let's pretend 10 shares. You can see the little green B up here at the top left for buy. I can also click here on the left where it says buy. If I click that, it's going to bring up an order ticket. In this order ticket, I can go ahead and select how many shares I want. It defaults to 100, but let's say in this case, I just want to type in 10. And then I have the option of doing a limit order at 138, or I could do a market order, and it won't let me do the market order in the manual account because, well, it's going to force things through automatically. But you could choose whichever you'd like. We'll leave that at this right now. And if this looks good, I've got the correct ticker, the right quantity, and my price that I want. I'm going to hit review. Now, when I hit this, it's going to bring up this confirmation order window, and this is a chance for us to double check. I like to double check first I'm actually in the right account, right? I've tried to put in paper trades before, and I accidentally was still on a real account that is linked to this charts account. And that's not what I wanted to do. So make sure you're in the correct account. All right, you can check again. Yes, I'm buying versus selling. Got 10 shares, all that good stuff. If this all looks good, then you can go ahead and hit submit. All right, now from here, you can see it says success and the trade has been successfully placed. Now, this does not mean that you're in the trade. That just means that it has been successfully sent to the market maker. From here, you can just hit continue, or you can automatically go to adding in journal notes. I actually like to wait until I know that I am in the trade before I add in all my journal notes. So I'm going to hold off on this and we're going to hit continue. When you hit that, it's going to automatically bring you to the order status. Key thing you want to look for is the word executed right here. See that? Executed. Initially, it might say live. If it says live, that does not mean you're in the trade. I want to be very clear about that. That does not mean you're in the trade. That means that the order is live on the market maker's desk and they have not accepted it yet. They have not executed that order yet. The magic word is executed. Once you see that, you know you are in the trade. If you've waited a minute or two and it still says live, then you might need to readjust your order, maybe offer some more money or something like that. And then you'll be able to get that to say executed, or you could just do a market order if needed. Now, another thing I want to mention as well, if it says pending, that might mean that you tried to put in a trade after hours. And then it'll say pending until the next morning when the market opens up. Then it'll say live. And if it executes, then it'll say executed. Now from here, this is where, once I see executed, this is where I like to go ahead and click on journal. If I click on journal, it's going to bring up this little journal entry, and there's several things I can do in here. I can go ahead and type in my trade plan, right? Stop out at, how about $130? Profit target at, how about $145? I'm just making up some numbers right now, right? Just showing you guys the example here. I can also go ahead and add in some tags. Now it's going to automatically put in a tag, in this case, long stock, because we bought some stock. Maybe I want to go ahead and do a tag of step one, a step one trade. Now you'd have to make sure that you hit enter. Once you hit enter and it shows up with a white background, just like long stock next to it, then you know it's going to save. This is going to be important to do because then you can go ahead and look at all like trades in your journal account. We'll look at that in a second, but you can see all your like trades. So all your step one trades, maybe all your step two trades, that kind of thing. Then we can go ahead and hit save, and that'll actually save it in the journal for you. Now we'll look at the journal in a second, but another thing I like to do right after I get in is I like to go ahead and put in a stop loss. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to come over to the positions tab. And a stop loss essentially is a closing order, right? So I'm going to hit close. And at the exit conditions right here, I'm going to click on that. Now, since this is a manual count that I'm doing after hours, it doesn't give me the option for a stop loss, right? But with a paper trading account or a real account, you're going to see stop loss. So you can go ahead and select that. You can select the price you want to stop out at. You know, in this case, again, it was, whoops, what I put, $130, your quantity, and then same thing, you would review and go through the steps, right? So you can put in that stop loss. Now, once you have entered in that stop loss, it will say live. That is correct. You don't want to say executed yet, because that means that it has gone through. It'll be executed if that stock goes down and you don't make, you know, if it doesn't go your way and it actually stops you out. Now you might be asking, hey, well, can I automatically put in a profit target as well? Absolutely. Same thing. Come to the positions tab, hit close. You would select limit in this case. You put in your price and go through the steps. This will also say live until the market maker has accepted it, and then it'll be executed. Now, at the moment, you cannot put in both a stop loss and a profit target limit order. All right, we are working with, this is going to be really broker dependent. And so we're working with TRADEway on adding in what's called an OCO order. One cancels the other. And if we can go ahead and get that order or that feature added in, then you'll be able to put in a stop loss and a profit target at the same time. So we're working on that part, and that is coming. All right, now if you want to go ahead and let's say you're ready to now take profits, you've got your stop loss in place, you need to cancel the stop loss. How do you do that? You'll come to order status. You'll find your stop order that you have set, and it'll say live. and there'll be a button that says cancel. Click that button to cancel the stop loss. You'll have to do this before you close the trade. Once you've canceled that stop loss and it's no longer there, come to the positions tab. And now we just close our trade. Let's pretend that it's $145 now, right? Again, since it's a manual count, I have to type this in manually here. We're going to review this. We're going to submit it because it all looks good. I don't want to put in my journal notes yet. We can continue. And there we go. Executed at 145. Now you shouldn't see it in the positions tab anymore because you're not holding that position. We can see the executed closed order in our order status. Now we can go ahead and look up at the journal. So you can click on it here. I'm just so used to coming up here to portfolio and coming to journal. And here you can see our CrowdStrike stock. And we tagged long stock, and we also had the tag of step 1, and we're pretending we made $70. If I click on this, and actually, you know what? You might have it looking like this first. So you'll see the 2 transactions. I personally like it more with life of trade. I just want to see the single trade. But I can always expand this and see my 2 transactions. And I can expand it again and then see things like notes. There we go. Trade plan, profit target, stop out. All my notes are in there, so I can go back and analyze things right then and there. So that's how you enter in a paper trade. That's how you set up a stop loss. That's how you close that trade. That's how you look at the journal tab as well. Again, guys, feel free to review this. Feel free to send in questions. Feel free to also use the support ticket for questions if needed, with all kinds of trainings on Charts by TRADEway. More in-depth trainings on the journal, more in-depth trainings on various areas in the platform. So feel free to dive into those as well and learn as much as you can. Thanks, guys.